that the accomplishments and the achievements that you are being recognized for today, they are just the very beginning to your destiny. As a matter of fact, the simple fact that you are here, the simple fact that you woke up this morning, the simple fact that you were able to come into the rhythm of this church should be the mere indication that there is more for you. Somebody say more.
More.
Ooh, you said it like you didn't believe it. Somebody say more.
More.
That's it. But how do we define more? Is it predicated on image? Is it predicated on service? Or is it predicated on impact? A wise person by the name of Jackie Robinson, he once stated that a life has no importance except for the impact that it has in other people's lives. Oftentimes as a generation, as a society, we often misconstrue the concept of more, as we often equate it to image, and we often search and we seek accomplishments and we fulfill positions and titles, all for the basis of the validation of other people and for the social media likes. And when we do so, we negate the true essence of impact. Yeah. When I think about my own story and the trials and tribulations, and even the accomplishments that God allowed me to go through, and those accomplishments that He allowed me to obtain, it was those trials and those accomplishments that produced the seeds of greatness within my own life in order to produce more for myself and in my community, and in order to positively impact my community. My name is Labrisha Beatty, and this is my story. I was born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee, single-handedly raised by my mother, and I watched my mother raise 3 kids on her own in a wheelchair. And not only raise 3 kids on her own in a wheelchair, but tend to a sick child, a child with cancer, leukemia to be exact.
Wow.
But I watched my mother perseverance, and her wheelchair confinement was as a result of a head-on collision car accident, which left her paralyzed from the waist down and having to wear leg braces for the remainder of her life. She is walking today by the grace of God. But I watched my mother's perseverance and this spirit of excellence in her, and I watched her accomplishments. And to me, it signified that I was not bound by my circumstances. And that when the trials and tribulations of life come, they come to shape us, as they so eloquently shaped my mother. So what did I do? I postured myself in my studies, in my schoolwork, to exceed all expectations and limitations, excelling in every task, excelling in every assignment. And to the degree that I was able to graduate from Tennessee State University loan-free, and to secure a NASA Marshall Space Flight Center internship. But wait, that was just the beginning. Yeah. Because I knew that the seeds planted inside of my life, those seeds of perseverance and those trials and tribulations, they served as seeds, as just the beginning for something great.
Yeah.
I knew that those seeds of perseverance planted inside of me, I said, served as something great, right?
Yeah.
And so I later capitalized on those seeds of perseverance by pursuing higher degrees, such as my MBA degree and my Master's of Engineering degree from the Alabama A&M University. And most currently, my PhD degree, right, from UAB. Go Blazers. But again, I assure you that this was just the beginning. When I initiated my career at NASA Marshall Space Flight Center, I was faced with many trials and tribulations. But I watched God in those trials and tribulations, how He utilized those moments to implant seeds inside of me for more and for impact. Yeah. For instance, I was severely bullied coming in at NASA Marshall Space Flight Center. And I would often work assignments commensurate of senior leadership positions. And I watched myself solely manage hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of projects, only to be denied promotional opportunities and to have all of those other people, my peers, who would perform subpar duties and yet be elevated right in front of my face. But oh, that was okay, because God was producing seeds in me for more and for impact. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I stand tall in front of you today to tell you that those moments of bullying, those moments of me feeling discounted, those moments of trials and tribulations, that God allowed those moments to work out for my good, because those same projects that I was supporting other engineers on, God allowed me to have one on my own, becoming the first person and woman at NASA Marshall Space Flight Center to manage a technical project from a non-technical discipline. Yeah. But wait, even in that, there was more. Right?
Wow.
This unique neuropathic project that I have, it centers around my mother's story. It centers around her neuropathic paralysis and me developing solutions to aid others with limited mobility and also those returning astronauts who also suffers from those conditions upon their return from various space missions. Yeah. You see, God utilized the pieces of my story. He utilized the trials, he utilized the tribulations, and he even utilized my mother's story to piece them together, all for this big major project, all for more and all for transformation. Because underneath this project, I have had the honor and great pleasure to employ a plethora of interns. These interns who have initiated PhD programs on the precipice of my project. These interns who have gone on to be hired at different NASA centers, all on the precipice of my project. And even more interestingly, this project has caught the attention of my NASA administrator, having the great honor and privilege to test him last year, and God signified to me that the heart of the King is truly in his hands. Yeah. But all on the precipice of the seed of perseverance that was planted inside of me years ago for more and for impact. Yeah. So you asked me this question, why am I telling you this story? Why is my story so significant to you? Well, my scholarship recipients and community heroes, I submit unto you to despise not the days of small beginnings. Yeah. You are receiving this accomplishment today, but understand that there was more tied to you with this accomplishment. You see, through my trials and through my tribulations, I did not stop. But I utilized every trial, every tribulation, every accomplishment to propel me forward. I utilized them as a catalyst for change, for impact, for transformation. You are receiving this grandiose accomplishment today, but understand that your accomplishments are not just for you, but they are meant for you to pay it forward. In fact, Dr. Maya Angelou once stated that when you get, you give. And when you learn, you what? You teach. You teach. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I submit unto you that in order for us to reap the full benefits in the realm of transformation and impact, that it's imperative for you to produce more with your accomplishments. But understand that when you operate in that realm of more and impact, that your naysayers will come, that your enemies will come. So I submit to you to get ready for them. Because oftentimes they come in the form of those who are the most closest to you. And with that, I caution you to look for the shifts in your relationship. Look for them. Look for those shifts. And then surround yourself with only those people who are going to lift you higher. And as Jan Matthews once told me, surround myself around those people who can only see things for me and for you, in which you cannot see for yourself. All of those things are very important. And as you endeavor and you continue to posture yourself in more, also seek the C's in your accomplishments, the C's of greatness, those things that make you tick, those things that bring you joy. For me, the C's of greatness, it is as follows. Seek first the kingdom of God, and all of his righteousness, and understanding that all these things will be added unto you. There's more tied to your accomplishments, but you have to seek God for them. You have to seek him and discern as to what he will have for you to do with those accomplishments. Secondly, posture yourself in diligence and perseverance. It wasn't enough for me to make it out of that underprivileged environment. It wasn't enough for me to obtain the TSU scholarship and the NASA internship. But I had to posture myself in perseverance and in diligence, right? I had to do that. That seed of perseverance that was planted inside of me, that was so eloquently demonstrated by my mother. Thirdly, be bold in who you are. Be bold in your uniqueness. Do not seek the validation of men. When you get accomplishments, hear me good. When you get accomplishments, and when you do big presentations, learn how to pat your own self on the back. Don't look for the applause of men, okay? And by doing so, you will be operating in self-love, right? And then you will further be posturing yourself for impact and for transformation. And then lastly, I always have a thirst for knowledge. Don't ever just assume that you just arrived or that you made it, all on the basis of your accomplishment. Because just as long as you're still living, there's always room for more. Even in my own life, even in my own career, even in my own accomplishments, I'm always constantly searching those pockets and those areas in which I can produce more. More mentorship, more encouragement, right? All of those things for impact, not just for my glory, but so that God's light can shine through me in even greater ways. Look for those moments. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, we've only just begun.
You better say it.
But only understand that the beginning can only manifest when we choose to water the seeds that have been planted inside of us.
Yes.
And when we choose to take those seeds
Yes.
and pay it forward
Yes.
for transformation
Yes.
and for impact.
Yes.
Yeah. So as you relish today in your accomplishments, as you think about them, as you cherish them, look for the seeds of greatness in them.
Yeah.
And then further posture yourself in the pursuit of more.
Yeah.
Because you've only just begun.
Begun.
Thank you.